is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't...
Hi everyone, this is Dr. Ruben. Today we are going to deal with conversion of sinusoidal form to complex form. So we are going to deal with how to write defining equation for the given sine wave, how to represent a sine wave using phasor, then how to represent that phasor in polar form, rectangular form and exponential form, and also we are going to deal with how to find RMS value from the given maximum value. So we shall start with phase relationship for sinusoidal wave. So I have given 3 sine waves. So look at the first wave. It is a normal sine wave which starts at 0 degree, reaches its maximum value AM at 90 degree, again reaching 0 at 180 degree, negative maximum at 270 degree, and again 0 at 360 degree. So this is a normal sine wave which starts at 0 degree. So for this sine wave, how to write defining equation? So here theta can be expressed in terms of degree or radians. So if it is expressed in terms of degrees, one half cycle completes at 180 degree. If it is in radians, equivalent to 180 is pi. So 360 degree is nothing but 2 pi, that you know. So that theta denotes angular displacement and omega denotes angular velocity. So what is the relationship between theta and omega? Angular velocity omega equal to angular displacement theta divided by time. So what is theta? Angular displacement theta equal to omega into t. So in the x-axis, instead of expressing in terms of theta, we can express in terms of omega t. So what is the equation for this sine wave? Maximum value is AM. So AM sine theta. So instead of AM sine theta, we can also write AM sine omega t. So the defining equation for the sine wave is AM sine omega t. The sine wave is not phase shifted. It starts from 0. Now look at the second sine wave. Where it starts? The second sine wave starts at minus 5. Instead of starting at 0 degree, it starts at minus 5. That means it is starting 5 degree earlier. So it is phase advanced by 5 degree. So this is called phase advancement. Phase means angle. Angle advancement. So normal sine wave starts at 0, but this sine wave is not starting at 0. Instead of that, it is starting at minus 5. So it is starting earlier. So phase advanced by 5 degree. So the defining equation for such wave is AM sine theta plus 5, because it is phase advanced, started earlier, or AM sine omega t plus 5. Instead of theta, we can use omega t. AM sine omega t plus 5. Look at the third sine wave. The third sine wave starts at plus 5. the third sine wave starts at plus phi. Normal sine wave starts at 0, but this sine wave starts at plus phi. So there is a phase delay. Instead of starting at 0, it is starting at phi. So 5-degree phase delay is there. So how to write the defining equation? Am sin theta minus phi, or Am sin omega t minus phi, because it is delayed by 5 degree. It starts late. It is not starting from 0. It's starting late. So Am sin omega t minus phi. So what will be the value of the waveform when omega t equal to 0? At angle theta equal to 0, what is the value of waveform? How to find it? In the equation Am sin omega t minus phi, substitute omega t equal to 0. If you substitute omega t equal to 0, we are getting Am sin minus phi. What is sin minus phi? Sin minus phi is minus sin phi. So at theta equal to 0, the magnitude of the waveform will be minus Am sin phi. That is denoted in the curve. At theta equal to 0, if you substitute theta equal to 0 in Am sin theta minus phi, we are getting Am sin minus phi, that is equal to minus Am sin phi. Okay, now you know to write the phase relationship of sine waveform. Sine waveform can be a normal sine wave, or phase advanced sine wave, or phase delayed sine wave. So under all the cases, you know how to write the defining equations. Now what is the relationship between the maximum value and RMS value of the sine wave? I have shown here a normal sine wave whose maximum value is Am. So the defining equation is Am sin omega t. How to find the RMS value? To find the relationship between maximum value and RMS value, we used to define a factor called peak factor. Peak factor is the ratio between maximum value and RMS value. So the maximum value in this waveform is the peak value, that is Am. Next, how to find the RMS value? The formula to find RMS value is square root of area under squared curve divided by base. So RMS value equal to square root of, to find the area under the squared curve, we have to integrate the squared curve. So Am sin omega t is squared. So Am square sin square omega t. So we have to integrate within the limit 0 to pi. We are taking only 1/2 cycle. Divided by the time base. There also we have taken 1/2 cycle pi, because it is a symmetric waveform. So this gives the RMS value. So peak factor is the ratio between maximum value and RMS value. So if you do the calculation, we will be getting the peak value as 1.414, that is root 2. Hence the relationship between maximum value and RMS value is RMS value equal to maximum value divided by root 2. So keep it in mind, for any sine wave, if you want to find RMS value, divide the maximum value by root 2. Next, how to represent a sine wave as a phasor? And earlier we have studied about vector representation of a sine wave. What is the basic concept? Any sine wave can be represented as a vector whose magnitude is equal to the maximum value, and the vector is assumed to be rotating in anti-clockwise direction with an angular velocity omega. So any sine wave can be represented as a vector. The magnitude of the vector equal to maximum value of the sine wave. The vector is assumed to rotate in anti-clockwise direction, and the speed of rotation is omega. Positive real axis is taken as reference for measurement of angle. Positive angle is measured in anti-clockwise direction since the vector rotates in anti-clockwise direction, and negative angle is measured in clockwise direction. So that is the vector concept we have covered in earlier sessions. Now what is phasor? What is the difference between the vector which we studied earlier and this phasor? Both are same. Only difference is, in vector, the magnitude of the vector is equal to maximum value. But in phasor, magnitude is equal to the RMS value. So if the magnitude is AM, then it becomes a vector. If the magnitude is RMS value, that means AM by root 2, then it becomes phasor. So look at the first wave, an original sine wave. It don't have any phase shift, starts at 0. Defining equation AM sin omega t. So if the maximum value is AM, what will be the RMS value? RMS value A equal to AM divided by root 2. RMS value is denoted as A. So A equal to AM divided by root 2. Now we can draw the phasor in a complex plane. Instead of XY plane, we are drawing in complex plane. Instead of x-axis, we have real axis, and instead of y-axis, we have imaginary axis. Instead of x-axis, real axis, and instead of y-axis, imaginary axis. And positive real axis is taken as a reference, and the phasor is assumed to rotate in anti-clockwise direction with an speed omega. Positive angle is measured in anti-clockwise direction and negative angle measured in clockwise direction. Okay, so since the phase shift phi equal to 0, the red line indicates the phasor whose magnitude is A, that is the RMS value AM by root 2. There is no phase shift, so it coincides with the positive real axis. There is no phase shift. And angle of rotation, it is denoted in anti-clockwise direction with the angular speed omega. Clear? Next, the second waveform. Sine wave, phase advanced by 5 degree. So the equation AM sin omega t plus phi. So RMS value A equal to AM by root 2. How to draw the phasor diagram? How to represent it using phasor? Now what is the difference? Previous equation AM sin omega t, now it is AM sin omega t plus phi. So phase angle is, phase shift is plus phi. Positive angle denoted in, measured in anti-clockwise direction. So the red line is the phasor. It is rotated in anti-clockwise direction to an angle phi. Magnitude is A and angular speed omega. And the third waveform. Third waveform is a phase delayed waveform. Equation AM sin omega t minus phi. So phase angle is minus phi. RMS value AM by root 2, that is A. How to draw the phasor? So since the angle is minus phi, it is measured in the clockwise direction. Minus phi, it is represented in clockwise direction. So angle phi is marked in clockwise direction from the positive real axis. And the phasor rotates in anti-clockwise direction with a speed of omega, and its magnitude is A, which is the RMS value. It's clear? So you can represent any sine wave as phasor. Now representation of an phasor in polar form. So now in the diagram I have shown a phasor. The phasor is making an angle phi with the positive real axis. Its magnitude is A, rotating in anti-clockwise direction with a speed of omega. So if you want to represent it polar form, the polar form is also called magnitude angle form. So while writing it in polar form, we have to write the magnitude of the phasor as well as we have to write the angle measured from positive real axis. So what is the magnitude? RMS value A. What is the angle? Phi. So this can be represented as A angle phi. This form is called polar form or magnitude angle form. Next, how to represent a phasor in rectangular form. The rectangular form is also called as complex form. Now I have shown the same phasor which makes an angle phi with the positive real axis, and the magnitude of the phasor is RMS value A. Now in this I have shown the x-axis component of the phasor and the y-axis component of the phasor. What is the x-axis component of the phasor? OA. Phasor is denoted as OA. Its x-axis component will be OX and its y-axis component will be OY, which is equal to A into X. Listen very carefully. The phasor represented as OA, its component along x-axis is OX, its component along y-axis is OY. This OY and AX will be equal. Clear? Now this OX is denoted as X and OY is denoted as Y. This OY is also equal to A into X or AX or XA, that is also Y. Then magnitude OA equal to A, that is the RMS value. Now how to find X and Y? We have to find X and Y. So consider the triangle OXA. Consider the right angle triangle OXA. In this triangle, find cos phi. How to find cos phi? Adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. Cos phi is adjacent side divided by hypotenuse. Adjacent side is OX, hypotenuse OA, OX by OA. I told you earlier, OX denoted as X, OA denoted as A. So how to find X from this equation? X equal to A cos phi. So the x-axis component is A cos phi. Now in the same triangle, find sin phi. What is sin phi? Opposite side divided by hypotenuse. Opposite side is AX divided by hypotenuse is OA. AX denoted as Y, OA denoted as A. So next we can find Y by cross multiplying. Y equal to A sin phi. So x-axis component is A cos phi, y-axis component is A sin phi. Now can you add this x-axis and y-axis component together? No, we can't, because x-axis component is along the real axis, y-axis component is along imaginary axis. There is a phase shift of 90 degree. So in order to denote a phase shift of 90 degree, we use an operator called J. I have shown an operator J. Operator J is 1 angle 90. If you multiply anything by J, magnitude will be multiplied by 1 and angle will be shifted by 90. So this OX and OY, component X and component Y, makes an angle, X and Y makes an angle 90 degree with each other. So it can be denoted as, the phasor can be denoted as X plus JY. We cannot write X plus Y because both are not in phase. There is a phase shift of 90 degree between X and Y. So to denote the phase shift, we use an operator J. So X plus JY. In maths, we use the operator I in complex number. A plus IB. Instead of that, in electrical, we use operator J. X plus JY. This form is called rectangular form, or it is also called complex form. So X plus JY, X and Y values we know. So A cos phi plus J A sin phi. X is A cos phi, Y is A sin phi. Then we can express the same in exponential form also. How to express in exponential form? E power j phi. If you write e power j phi, it is exponential form, because we know e power j phi equal to a cos phi plus j a sin phi. So a cos phi plus j sin phi is equal to e power j phi. Say in some cases you know the rectangular form x plus jy. We want to convert it to polar form, that is magnitude angle form. How to find the magnitude of x plus jy? Magnitude of x plus jy will be equal to square root of x square plus y square. How to find the angle of x plus jy? Angle theta will be tan inverse y by x. Tan inverse imaginary part by real part. Tan inverse y by x. So we can convert rectangular form to polar form as well. And polar form can be converted to rectangular form. Okay. Next, how to convert polar to rectangular form using calculator. How to convert polar to rectangular form using calculator. First, take your calculator and listen to this. Now we are going to convert phi angle 30 to rectangular form. So to do this conversion, I am going to use the calculator FX991 ES Plus. So first, switch on the calculator. Then the rectangular conversion function is above this minus sign. So we have to use shift minus. So I have pressed shift followed by minus. That gives rectangular off in the display. You can able to see rectangular off in the display. Now phi, then comma. That comma is above this closing bracket. So shift closing bracket. So in display we have rectangular of phi comma. Then enter 30. Close the bracket. Then press equal to. So we have x equal to 4.33 and y equal to 2.5. So 4.33 plus j 2.5 is the answer. Clear? So now take your calculator and you try it once by yourself. Do the conversion phi angle 30 to rectangular form. We can do it step by step. Take your calculator. So I am explaining it for FX991 ES Plus calculator. So what is the first step? Switch on the calculator. it should be in compatible mode. Press shift, then press minus button. In display you can see rectangular off. Now press 5. Now press shift, press closing bracket. In display you can see rectangular of 5 comma. Are you getting? Yes. Now press 3 followed by 0. Now press closing bracket. So in display you can see rectangular of 5 comma 30. Now press equal to. What's in display? Answer is displayed. X equal to 4.33, Y equal to 2.5. So rectangular form of 5 angle 30 is 4.33 plus J 2.5. You got it? Okay. So next is conversion of rectangular to polar form. So we have seen how to convert polar to rectangular. Now we can see how to convert rectangular form to polar form. So take this problem and listen to it. Now we are going to convert 4 plus J2 to polar form. I am going to use the calculator FX991 ES plus. So to do this using this calculator, first switch on the calculator. Next, polar conversion function is above this plus button. So we have to use shift operator to use polar conversion. So press shift followed by plus. So in this screen you have on display polar off. Now press the 4, then comma. The comma function is above this closing bracket. So you have to use shift. So shift closing bracket. So we have polar of 4 comma. Then press the 2, close the bracket, then equal to. So we got the answer R equal to 4.72 and theta equal to 26.57. So polar form of 4 plus J2 is 4.72 angle 26.57. Clear? Now you practice the same using your calculator. Same problem. Convert 4 plus J2 to polar form. Do it step by step. You practice it. So switch on the calculator. Then press shift. Press plus sign. In display you can able to see polar off. Then press 4. Press shift. Press closing bracket. Now what is in display? Polar of 4 comma. Now press 2. Then press closing bracket. So in display you can able to see polar of 4 comma 2. Now press equal to. Answer is displayed. R equal to 4.72 and theta equal to 26.57. You got it? Okay. Now do one problem. So you are going to add two quantities. One quantity is in polar form and the other quantity is in rectangular form. So we have to add 5 angle 30 which is in polar form with 2 plus J5 which is in rectangular form. Listen how to do it using calculator. Now we are going to solve the problem 5 angle 30 plus 2 plus j5. So we have to add two quantities. One is in polar form 5 angle 30, another is in rectangular form 2 plus j5. So we are going to do this using calculator. First switch on the calculator. To solve this directly, we have to change the mode to complex. So press the mode button. Look at the display. In the first row we have complex in the right hand side, that corresponds to 2. So press 2. Now calculator is operating in complex mode. Now enter 5 angle 30 inside bracket. So open bracket, enter 5, and angle symbol is above this minus button. There is one minus sign inside bracket above RCL. So we have to use that. So shift that minus button. So in screen we have the display of angle symbol. Shift that minus sign gives angle display. Then enter 30, close the bracket, plus again for entering the second quantity open the bracket, 2 plus 5, and instead of j we are going to use I. That I function is in this button ENG, near to RCL. So press that ENG. So in the screen it is displayed as 2 plus 5i. Close the bracket. Then press equal to. So in decimal form we want the answer. So press S2D. So answer is 6.33 plus J 7.5. So here instead of J it is displayed as I. So 6.33 plus 7.5 I is in the display. If you want the answer in polar form, press shift then 2. In the screen we have R angle theta and the corresponding number is 3. So press 3. So convert the answer to R angle theta, that is in the display. Now equal to. So answer is in polar form. 9.81 angle 49.8. That is the answer in polar form. Okay. Now practice it using your calculator. Slowly do it step by step. We are going to do 5 angle 30 plus 2 plus j5. So take your calculator, press mode, then press 2. Now your calculator is in complex mode. Now press open bracket, enter 5. Now press shift, press minus sign inside brackets, now enter 30, then close the bracket. Plus enter plus, then open bracket, enter 2, then plus and enter 5. Now press ENG button. Press ENG button. Then close the bracket. Now press equal to. Answer is displayed in your screen. Now press S2D, fraction to decimal function, S2D button. So answer is displayed as 6.3 plus 7.5i, which is rectangular form. Now to convert it to polar, press shift, then 2, again press 3, then equal to. Answer is displayed as 9.81 angle 49.8. Okay. So you know how to convert any sinusoidal quantity to polar form, rectangular form and exponential form, and how to convert polar to rectangular, rectangular to polar, and how to solve problems in these different forms. Okay, thank you. Bye.